Oh, but wait. Do you want to see what Muhammad taught about women? And whose fault is it that women commit adultery, cheat on their husbands? It's in here and it's in my other article. Let's go to my other one because I have a subheading here. All right? Both these articles, who is to be blamed for women cheating on their husbands? Eve. Narrated Abu Huraira. And by the way, you can blame Netanyahu and the Yahudi, the Jews, the Israelites, for meat spoiling. You know why you have to refrigerate meat and fill it with preservatives? Because the Israelites, as punishment for their sin, caused meat to decay and spoil. So now we suffer because of their sin. If they hadn't sinned, our meat wouldn't spoil. We'd spend less money in the grocery store. Here it is from Muhammad. From Muhammad, right? Right here. Narrated Abu Huraira, the Prophet said, were not for Bani Israel, Netanyahu and company, meat would not decay. So thank you, Jews, because of your sin. Because of your sin. Now our meat spoils. We have to spend more money in the supermarket. Thank you. And we're not for Eve. No woman would ever betray her husband. So you see why women have a tendency and instinct to commit adultery and cheat on their husbands? Because of Eve. Eve corrupted her daughters, passed on to her daughters a desire, proclivity to commit adultery. Right here. To be unfaithful to their husbands. Sahih Muslim, Sahih Bukhari. Were it not for Eve, no woman would ever betray her husband. Sahih Bukhari, volume 4, number 611. Sahih Muslim. Had it not been for Eve, women would have never acted unfaithfully towards her husband. Does this sound like Islam denies original sin? Before I move on. Exactly, Hail Dodger. Allah created Eve to disobey Allah, sin against Allah, tempt Adam. So you go back to Allah. Right? So thank you, Lily J. Are you upset about it, brother? You got to blame Eve and then blame Allah. How about this one? This is from Tarikh al-Tabari, the history of al-Tabari, translated in English, volume 1, pages 280 to 281. The history of Tabari, general introduction from the creation to the flood, translated by Franz Rosenthal. State University of New York Press, Albany. You know why you women are stupid and why you bleed? Because of Eve's sin, Allah now punished you by making you stupid and making you bleed. There you go. You ready? Watch here. According to Yunus bin Wahab ibn Zayd, and Satan whispered to Eve about the tree and succeeded in taking her to it. So the Muslim sources say Satan went to Eve first, even though the Quran doesn't mention Eve by name, doesn't even know the name of Adam's wife. Then he made it seem good to Adam. He continued, when Adam felt a need for her, when he desired to have sex with Eve and called her, she said, no, unless you go there. In other words, I won't have sex with you unless you go and eat of the tree. When Adam felt the need for her and called her, she said, no, unless you go there. When he went, she said again, no, unless you eat from the tree. He continued, they both ate from it, and their secret parts became apparent to them. He continued, Adam then went about in paradise in flight. So he ran because he knew he made a mistake. His Lord called out to him, Adam, is it for me that you're fleeing? Adam replied, no, my Lord. but I feel shame before you. When God asked what had caused his trouble, he replied, Eve, my Lord. Whereupon God said, now it is my obligation to make her bleed. You're going to bleed for me once every month, as she made this tree bleed. I also make her stupid, although I'd created her intelligent, Halima, and must make her suffer pregnancy and birth with difficulty, although I made it easy for her to be pregnant and give birth. Ibn Zayd said, were not for the affliction affected Eve. Now notice, women, you are stupid and you bleed every month because of Eve. The woman of this world would not menstruate and they would be intelligent. Since she did sin and was made stupid, you're not intelligent, you're stupid. That's why Muhammad said, the majority of you women are in hell because you're stupid. It takes two of you to equal the intelligence of one man. And when pregnant, give birth easily. And here, now they'll say, well, that's some tradition. We don't accept it. No, it's based on Muhammad. Here you go. Did Muhammad confirm women are stupid? It takes two women to equal the intelligence, the brain of one man. And because they're stupid and because they bleed, the majority of people in hell are women? Yeah, Sahih Bukhari. Right here. You guys enjoying the shish kebab of Islam? Once in a while, I have to come and shish kebab Islam. Right? Once in a while, I have to shish kebab Islam. Because I don't do much on Islam. People think, well, I'm rusty, and may God keep us humble and teachable. Destroy our sin, crucify our flesh, forgive us, forgive me for failing, confess and be washed in the blood of Jesus Christ. It's because Islam is a joke. I would prefer to talk about the faith and strengthen you than Islam, but there's a time where I have to put Islam in its place by the power of Jesus Christ. Yep. Here you go, crystals. Remember, you're stupid, crystals. You're half the brain of your husband. So you and your daughter are equal one man. Narrated Abu Sayyid al-Khudri. Once Allah's apostle went out to the Musalla to offer the prayer on Eid al-Adha or al-Fitr prayer. Then he paused by the woman and said, "O women, give alms, as I've seen that the majority of the dwellers of hellfire were you women." Why? Why are we the majority in hell? They asked, "Why is it so, Allah's apostle?" He replied, "You curse frequently as if men don't curse, and are grateful to your husbands as if husbands are not ungrateful to their wives. Look, I have not seen anyone more deficient in intelligence and religion than you. See, of all creatures, you are the most deficient in religion and intellect. A cautious, sensible man could be led astray by some of you. May he forgive all of us and forgive you as well." The woman asked, "O Allah's apostle, what is deficient in our intelligent religion?" Now notice, what makes us deficient? He said, "Is not the evidence of two women equal to the witness of one man?" They replied in the affirmative. Now, what's ironic, who the hell said it takes two women to equal the testimony of one man? Muhammad. Where did he say that? In the Quran, chapter 2, verse 282. Do you see the circular reasoning? Do you guys see the circular reasoning here? I want you to catch it. Muhammad comes and says, right? Queen, because your king wants to crown you for being stupid, you dumb little bastard. You stupid prostitute, son of the whore Babylon. Who tells you the Bible narratives like the Quran? Muhammad said in chapter 2 of the Quran, verse 282, you need two men to be witnesses. If you can't find two men, one man and two women. So if you ask Muhammad, Muhammad, where did you get that two women equal the witness of one man? Oh, from my Quran. Who gave you the Quran? Oh, Allah did. How do we know Allah's God? Because I said so. You see the circular reasoning? And Muhammad said that women get half the inheritance of a man. chapter 4, verse 11 to 12 of the Quran. You get half the inheritance and you're half the brain. You got it here? You have half the brain and you get half the inheritance. They go, all right. Now notice they had to say yes. Why? Because if they said no, they'd be going against Allah's messenger. He said, this is the deficiency in your intelligence. Now, why are we deficient in religion? Watch this. Isn't it true that a woman can neither pray nor fast during her menses? The woman replied in the affirmative. He said, this is the deficiency in religion. So now women are blamed for something they can't control. Women are blamed for something they can't control. Can you control your monthly cycles? No. But Islam says when a woman is in her menstruation, she can't pray, touch the Quran. She has to be isolated. But who came up with those rules? Muhammad again. So now Muhammad blames women for something they have no control over. Menstruation as a sign. They're inferior in religion to men. The genius of Muhammad. See it? Sahih Bukhari, volume 1, number 301. Again, Sahih Bukhari, volume 3, number 826. Narrated Abu Sayyid al-Khudri. The Prophet said, isn't the witness of a woman equal to the half of that of a man? The one said yes. He said, this is because of the deficiency of a woman's mind. So Islam does not teach original sin? You sure? You sure? Islam does not teach original sin? I call it the original sin of Allah. There's one about Cain. Let me find Cain. And Drew is Cain. And then we're going to go into, guess what we're going to go into? Substitutionary atonement. Let me see if I have the one Cain. Did you know Cain shares in the guilt of every murder that takes place? Shares in the murder that takes place. Why? Because he's the first murderer. So anyone who murders, he has a guilt in it, a share in it. Let me find it for you. Here you go, right here. Let me put it on the screen. Sahih Bukhari, volume 9, book 92, number 423. Let me put it here so I don't have to enlarge the screen. Narrated Abdullah, the Prophet said, none is killed unjustly, but the first son of Adam will have a part of its burden. Sufyan said, a part of its blood, because he was the first to establish the tradition of murdering.